I want to answer this question that I know is in most of your heads, but you literally don't want to ask. You know those questions that are always in your head, but you just like, let me just keep quiet. But I'm gonna answer that question. I know most of you ask yourself, like, now this lady, Albert is always sharing, about the anxiety subject, about how she was able to, recover from anxiety. Like, where is she getting all this knowledge from? How did she get to know so much about the anxiety subject and like literally how to recover, the principles of anxiety recovery, and understand anxiety so much? So most of my experience, what I share here is my experience, what I went through, like literally the whole of the anxiety recovery journey, the whole of how I struggle with anxiety. So most of the time I share my experience. And also I did psychology in like uni, so most of the time it's like aligned. I was like, this is what I studied, how how emotions work, how thoughts work, so I could like literally easily apply. Another thing is the two books that I always talk about in this channel so many times. You can read them. Atlas Alive, actually Claire Weeks had two books, Atlas Alive by Claire Weeks and Peace from Nervous Suffering by Claire Weeks. Claire Weeks is she's a psychologist, but she's late, she died. Her book is kind of dated, but it's a good book. It's kind of like an old book, but it's a good book if you want to understand anxiety, if you understand how anxiety works, and how like literally she was also able to help other people who are struggling with anxiety. So she kind of shares the experience of these other people. Like she gives like perfect examples on also her experience. So Claire Weeks is a good book. And also Paul David, Atlas Alive by Paul David. Paul David, if you ever come to like literally watch my videos, just know that I adore you, and you are like, your book is the one of the books that led me to where I am. Atlas Alive by Paul David. He shares how he was able to struggle with anxiety for a decade, and how he was able to go through anxiety, and his experience and everything. So those two books, like, those are the pioneers of anxiety recovery. So those who have been asking, can you tell us those two books? You should read those two books if you want to like tear towards anxiety recovery. And also, if you have read those books but still need someone to walk you over, still need someone to walk you through the anxiety journey, you don't want someone who is winging it, you want someone to show you the way, you need one-on-one calls, group calls, you need a mentor beside you, then the link is on my bio. Book a call and I'll schedule you a slot.